Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are doing some more Ewok talk. We're going to talk the walk and yub nub to the drub of another blub. Don't even know what any of that means. We're going to talk about Wicket today for the Ewoks. We got some previews for Wicket. We'll talk about his some of his command cards, a new upgrade card. We'll talk about the unit card and how you might use Wicket with some of these new cards. And I'd love to hear from you guys too. We are still doing that big Star Wars Shatterpoint core set giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. And let's go ahead and thank our sponsor too, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens. You can head over to luxuryplaystyle.com and check out some of these awesome tokens. They are full metal. They're double-sided. They are shiny. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. I think you're going to love them. They are also, if you're going to be at Origins, you should definitely head over and check out booth 1547 this year. They're going to be there. You can check out some of these tokens. They have tokens compatible with Legion, also with X-Wing or Magic the Gathering or Keyforge or lots of other games too. So definitely check these out. Use code Crabbok VIP. You're going to save 15%. So definitely check out luxuryplaystyle.com. Amazing tokens, folks. You're going to love them. All right, so let's talk about Wicket a little bit. We got some interesting stuff for the latest preview. We'll talk about the unit card himself. Of course, he is a Bright Tree Village unit, which counts as a mercenary. He's able to be used also with rebels. And so while he can work in the Bright Tree Village battle force, he also can count as a mercenary that'll go into the rebels. Now, Wicket is going to be a commander. This is a little bit of a surprise to me because I wouldn't have thought of Wicket as a commander. I would have thought of him a little bit more as an operative, or because he's kind of out doing his own thing. But maybe he grew in. I never really read the lore of the Ewoks and what happened after, Return of the Jedi. I'm not really sure, but apparently he was of some influence because he got them to not eat Leia. So apparently he mattered. So that's good. He comes in at 70 points. He has 3 training slots. He's got a nice little spear, 2 red and a black, with Surge to critical and Pierce 1. So he can do some damage in melee. Although his range is not all that great. It's range 1 to 2, only 1 die. Pierce 1, but he's got primitive. Now, we never knew what primitive meant until just now. Basically, it's the opposite of impact. So if he's going up against an armored unit, whether it's armor X or full armor, he's going to turn a critical into a hit. So even if he gets that surge to crit, it goes back down to a hit. But he's got sharpshooter too. So against like non-armored units, no. I am really looking forward to going up against an army full of Ewoks and bringing some dark troopers and just obliterating them. They're not going to do well against armor, that's for sure. But he's got some other cool things. He does have surge to crit and defensive surge, white defense die, and he's speed 2, and he's got 5 health, 2 courage. Independent dodge 1, so if you don't give him an order, he's going to gain a dodge, which also stacks with nimble. He's got low profile as well, so if you can manage to get this guy suppressed, he'll actually be able to dodge a decent amount of he might have some decent survivability with him. He's got scout 1 and scouting party 2. So he can scout and move forward a little bit. It's kind of like the Ewok thing, like they're already in the woods, something like that. Sharpshooter 2 helps him hit with that 1 die, and Unhindered will help him move a little bit easier. He has Relentless, which is going to be really nice. So a speed 2 and Relentless, that's going to be a nice way for him to do a little bit of damage. I mean, for 70 points, he's not really going to be much of a ranged attacker. I feel like he's in a very weird spot when you look at just his unit card. I kind of want to be able to run him with, he seems like he might be decent with like some kind of fire support if you got Rebel Veterans in the list, but you wouldn't be able to do that in Bright Tree Village because I'm pretty sure Bright Tree Village Battle Force is not going to allow Rebel Veterans in it. But having that Pierce and Surge to crit would be a nice thing if you could, to be able to add to that attack. But I think his sling by itself isn't going to be where his strength really lies. It's going to be in the spear if he does have to attack, and Relentless, of course, will make that easy enough. but I think he's going to be doing other things like probably harassing and trying to get into position to deploy some of his command cards that are going to be location and movement and position based, it looks like. He is coming with a new upgrade called Forest Dwellers. This is going to be a Bright Tree Village trooper only, so basically Ewok only. Kind of Ewok only. I guess you could potentially, if there's other Bright Tree Village troopers, I mean, I guess they didn't make an Ewok trooper an actual keyword, so he's just trooper. They didn't make Ewok. Like Wookiees have their own subtext, but he's these are going to be Forest Dwellers, Bright Tree Village trooper only, which is basically Ewok only. They're going to give him Scout 1, and at the start of the first activation phase, they're going to gain a dodge token. So this is going to be a nice thing to put on him, or presumably any other Ewok. So I think that's pretty cool. It's only 3 points for training upgrade. Now, he does have 3 training upgrades, so that could certainly fit on him. It'll stack with Scouting Party a little bit as well. It'll increase that Scout to Scout 2, and then it'll let other Ewoks also be able to get that same Scout value. So you might not need to put this on everybody, but this is definitely a good one to put on Wicket. We do have some command cards to talk about, and I'm sure there will be more eventually, because Logray will probably have some. I'm interested to see what Logray is going to have, and yeah, that'll be kind of cool. I'm curious if there'll be certain generic Bright Tree Village only command cards too. I don't know how they're going to do everything. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. So let's talk about Close Call. This one is very interesting. It's a 1-pip. It's Wicket, and it's giving Wicket an order only. At the start of the activation phase, Wicket gains a dodge token, which is about the equivalent he would have gotten a dodge if he didn't get an order issued. So it's just making sure it kind of overwrites that that dodge token that would be lost from his independent. So he still gets a dodge. This round, Wicket increases his maximum speed to 3 and gains outmaneuver. Wicket may not make attacks this round. So that is pretty interesting. He is he's going to be moving really fast, and having some survivability. So a lot of 1-pips kind of focus on giving somebody some attack power or making their big move, and this is letting him stay alive, which is really interesting to me. It's great if he can go grab an objective and then get out of there. But outside of that, it's not my favorite 1-pip, because like, he doesn't have secret mission, right? So like, how is he? Maybe there's an Ewok card that will give him secret mission. I don't know, but in the absence of having secret mission, like if he had secret mission, that'd be awesome. Like, if he could somehow win you the game and then you get to magically whisk him away to safety, that's great. But what am I gonna do with him? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be certain objectives I think he's good for, especially with Scouting Party, and then giving him higher scout values, being able to get him into position sooner. But I mean, but he's only got Courage 2 though, so I don't know. I'm not sold on this one, but I do respect the fact that it is different for a 1-pip. He's got a 2-pip here, a Sneaky Scouting. This one's also Wicket, and I like this one better, and it feeds into the idea of why you might need to use the one, because this one wants him to get close. Choose up to 2 enemy units at range 2 of Wicket. They each gain 2 observation tokens. So you put now 4 observation tokens, 2 on one unit, 2 on another unit. They both have to be range 2 of Wicket. When a friendly unit declares an attack against a unit that has observation tokens this round, so they don't even have to be from this one. So this is a potential, like, if you end up in the future having some other kind of build that has Wicket and possibly some other way to get observation tokens. This is could potentially get better in the future, as well as new things potentially come out. But yes, when a friendly unit declares an attack against a unit that has observation tokens this round, they may spend an observation token on the enemy unit to gain surged hit for that attack. I like that. And it's when a friendly unit declares an attack. So this is before dice are rolled. So you're going to have to make that choice ahead of time. So you can't be like, oh, I rolled 5 surges, or versus I rolled all hits and 1 blank. Oh, now I'd rather spend it for a re-roll or something like that. That's not gonna. You're gonna have to decide before you roll. Granted, a single observation token is just a single die re-roll anyway. So that's pretty cool, especially if you have a big enough attack pool, a big enough dice pool. I like it, and I feel like that'll probably work well with that Chewbacca ATST, because that's going to be well. I mean, because ATSTs don't have search to hit normally, but I'm trying to think, does the Chewbacca ATST even have a different surge chart? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, he has search to crit already. I just pulled it up. So it might be good for like Ewok skirmishers. They don't have any offensive surge. It might be good for Rebel troopers if Rebel troopers are able to go into this. The regular Rebel troopers don't. They have the defensive surge, but not the offensive surge. But they have better dice. Black dice gaining surge to hit is pretty good. So, there's things that could work with it. And then you've got the Courageous Counterattack. This is a 3-pip. It's Wicket and 2 units. So Wicket's first, way to issue orders to other units now is with this 3-pip. And it's Wicket and 2 units. It says this round, the Bright Tree Village Troopers units with a face-up order token change their courage value to nil. That's huge. That's huge. When a Bright Tree Village Trooper unit that has a face-up order token forms an attack pool, or when they form attack pools this round, add one white attack die to the attack pool for every wound token or defeated miniature in the unit. So this is, I think, the best card here by quite a bit. First off, it's going to be amazing for however many face-up order, if there's going to be other ways to get orders out, like if there's ways to get HQ uplink in a build like this, then that's going to be really nice, but I don't really see it happening. Chewbacca doesn't take any upgrades at all. At least Chewbacca in the ATST, has none. And the Ewoks, they're not getting comms upgrades, but so I don't see it really happening. I don't know if C-3PO, he doesn't have any upgrades either. I don't know if there's any other cards that are going to kind of allow you to kind of sneak this in. I guess, I don't know. There's some options, I suppose. I guess you could do seize the initiative on characters with training upgrades. So I guess that's going to be an important thing for a card like this. But yeah, so you're changing your courage value, and you just have to have a face-up order token. So if you can save it till like that last turn, and give everybody a face-up order token on like the last turn of the game, all of a sudden everybody's fearless. It does a couple of things, and it's wild. First off, it's making them lose any suppression they may have had. So nobody's going to panic. Nobody can even be suppressed because they can't even take suppression anymore. This is like a complete counter to like Krennic's 3-pip trying to like annihilation looms and things like that. And when they're forming an attack pool, they're adding a white die for every wound or defeated miniature. And since the Ewoks are, and it has to be trooper unit though, so you're not going to be able to get like Chewie in the ATST, like, oh, I've got 8 wounds, but okay, boom, fistful of dice on top of my fistful of dice. It's not going to work that way. This is basically a way to say, like, I don't care how many Ewoks you've killed, like all these guys are coming back at you like at damn near full strength. Is kind of I think the idea for this one. So that's really cool. And I think this is going to be like the signature card that gives the Ewoks that threatening sort of flavor. It's just an incredibly powerful card. And the other two I could take. Like, I think you get stronger from the 3-pip is the strongest. I think the 2-pip is second strongest, and the 1-pip. It's okay. And if you get the right objective and you're able to get Wicket in a position to recover the supplies or something like that and then run away, then sure. But, he's already speed 2, so you're not gaining that much. And outmaneuver, okay. I guess. It doesn't seem that good. And he can't make attacks, so it also has a negative. Granted, if you play that card, you're probably doing it to get away and not to attack, but he doesn't have jump, Maybe we'll see more things that make this better. Also, he might have another Ewok training upgrade that lets him, jump over terrain that would be normally impassable. I don't know. I mean, he has Unhindered, so he can probably get through a lot of stuff. And then we've got another one. We've got a fourth one. This one's Wicket and Leia. But it's a Leia card, so you have to have Leia to be able to do this, or at least to include it in your hand. And it is a permanent card too. It'll give Wicket will gain teamwork with Leia Organa, which is a pretty fun thing to have. So I like that because she can even now potentially give like what give Wicket a Wiccan. Give Wicket a dodge token. She'll initially gain it. She'll also gain a dodge token with that. So I like some of these things. And it's permanent. It's the whole game. So, but also says when basically Wicket, right? When a Bright Tree Village commander issues orders. So that's going to be Wicket or Logray, I suppose. Issues orders. You may choose a friendly rebel unit at range 1 and issue it an order. When a rebel commander issues orders, you may choose a friendly Bright Tree Village unit at range 1 and issue it an order. So this also kind of, like if you play this turn 1, like this is definitely a good like first turn card to play. It will work into Courageous Counterstrike because it's going to give you... Well, I guess it's not going to work that well with that because they'll still be a rebel unit. Just because you're in a Bright Tree Village battle force doesn't necessarily make you a Bright Tree Village unit. It really depends on what Bright Tree Village can include. But it's still cool that it's giving you extra orders and extra control things. And also, this doesn't seem to be a card that is restricted to Bright Tree Village. So, you could probably use this in normal rebel lists too and build additional synergy based on that. So, like if Wicket wants to leave... with Leia off of Endor and join her on Hoth, and maybe he can help her out a little bit or something like that. Pretty cool stuff, though. We'll probably be getting more previews as the official release of the Ewoks gets closer. I want to hear you guys, though. What do you guys think about the Ewoks? What do you think of Wicked? And what are you looking forward to, Logray, or any other previews from this wave? And also, do you think we're going to be getting a card pack soon? I know they've been talking about possibly doing another points rebalance. I think that's on its way. I don't know how soon we're going to get that. I think we're still a few weeks out from something like that, but could be pretty interesting. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible, so thank you for your continued support. I'll talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Yub nub, and so say we all.